Yo, Sigma here. So, after the last tutorial video, I thought that maybe I should go in depth on what the sliders are doing while you're in the paint job studio. So, like I said in my previous tutorial, it's nice to have a good plane like the shield, or if the wings have a large plane space to test out the color on, then you want to do that. So here we start playing with the saturation slider. Saturation being how much of the color that you picked at the hue slider is present within the paint. Though there's certain limitations on what will show up and what values it will accept before it zeroes out the top three. I assume most people are going to be able to understand how the hue slider works, even if the degrees don't necessarily make sense. The colors are right there. But we'll go a little into that later. As you can see, when you hit 0 on the brightness, it zeroed out saturation and hue. The same thing happens with saturation. If you zero out saturation, hue becomes 0. And that's mostly due to what the computer understands as the color black. Although you can see with the tutorial here, you can get a lot of colors that look like, or one could call, a black color, or paint job. So I fiddle around with the colors once again to get a pleasing color to me, which ends up being a little bit of a teal color. But as you can see, with the saturation so high, I can put the brightness down to 0, and it will still consider that valid. So I keep it there for now, because I didn't really want to go through the entire tutorial with a black paint job. But then I move it down to saturation to show you that how much it affects the color. So saturation, like I said, is the color. So brightness, though, is the white to black value in computer terms. So that's why that zeroes out the color when you have brightness down to 0. Luster and metallic, as you can see with the playing with the sliders there for a minute, they change how reflective the surface is in different ways. Metallic, as you can see, warps the color a bit. So it's kind of odd that they split those values up, but with the metallic up, you can actually sort of see the background in the paint job, whereas with luster, it's just a slight light reflectiveness. It's a sheen across the surface of the object. So this isn't going into the glow colors, because those have a little bit of a different impact. So now that it's back down to low brightness, I can show you that you can make it absolutely look nothing like the color that it appears to. This looks more like a silver, and then we up the saturation and the brightness, and it becomes an aquamarine color. So hopefully this is helpful. Like and subscribe if it is. Comment if you want me to go into some other aspect of the game that's got less depth in the tutorial section. So thanks for joining me. Later.